Alright, so this was announced a few hours ago. As you can quickly see, it's 9:51. Um, this was announced around after the current episode of Zets aired in Japan. We finally got more information about the physical release of Playback, which, if you don't recall, is performed by NCT's Yuta and such. So as you can see, I'm on the site right here. We have a description of what the song is and such, and maybe later I'll actually go on the NCT Japan site just to see if the information is the same, because again, we are on the Comrade Avex Sound Web, which is always resourceful for music releases and such. But we did know about there being a physical release for this album when they initially announced it, as we knew that it was going to be 3 versions with 3 different jackets and the track list, to which, if you don't know the track list, it comprises of the full version of Playback, the TV size version, and the instrumentals, which is pretty standard. What is new, however, for this week is the fact that we finally got the covers unveiled and the details in regards to the covers. So we'll go over the product specifications that's going to carry over for all of these, to which, simply in Avex fashion, we're going to have a jewel case, we're going to have a CD, and we're going to have a lyric booklet, an 8-paged one, which means we will possibly get 6 pictures at best, because if I recall from Got Boost or just Trust Last, because if I had to remember from the other opening singles I own from Avex, no. I'm pretty sure, if I can recall, at least from like Got Boost, I'm pretty sure we will get some photos, but not a lot, because at least the first 2 pages will be of the lyrics from both versions of the song. The rest of it will be like a photo book. I don't know whether or not this will be different per version. I think it would be cool. It will be more valuable if that was the case, but I need to remember from, I don't remember if Got Boost did that. But if it did, then that's commendable. I'm only referring to Got Boost because I still have yet to obtain a version of Visions. However, the thing that I was championing for, because I feel like it would have made sense for them to do that, or do this, and also because Yuta is still technically a K-pop artist, we are getting photo cards. So each of the 3 versions is going to have up to 5 photo cards, and you're going to get 2 random types. And if I were to refer back to any of Yuta's previous releases, okay, so I pulled up the detail list from his first single, because this is kind of the closest one. You have to keep in mind, obviously, that all these that I'm showing are obviously not directly Avex. These are also SM Japan releases, which is why we are getting something like this. As for, like, obviously Avex doesn't do that. Avex doesn't list it out. It doesn't have a diagram. They just list it out in text. Whoops. So this is the closest thing, technically. But like, so I assume the photo cards are going to be something like this, we're gonna at least get 2 selfie cards and then like 3 concept photos and such. That's what I feel like the photo cards are gonna come out as, which I don't mind. I think it would be cool. Like, we do know that each version is getting its own set of photo cards. At least it's not going to be like Dot Boost, where they were all the same throughout each version, except for the CD toy. But like, so there's up to 15 cards, and if you get each version, you're at least going to have 2 out of the 5 and such. So I think it would be cool. Like, obviously, I think if they're going through the concept photo route, I think that would be cool to own Zet's photo cards. I already own a Valen photo card. I finally got my hands on my Gov photo card after 2 months. So I'm at least glad that they're doing that. I think people probably would have expected them to do another music capsum, which I think would have been neat, but the one from Visions is already still difficult enough to get. And just for some last things, obviously it states here these are all CD only. We don't know if we're gonna get a music video. I would kind of assume that we will. And that the price of these is actually not that bad. It's 1,430 yen, which, according to CD Japan, that's about like 816. It's just more so what shipping option within the US is worth it for you, really. And obviously, this is 3 versions, which we'll go over and such, as you can already see from here. So I already got them prepared. So this is what they call the Yuta and Zet version, with Yuta in the middle, Zet on the side. This is the Yuta version, which I'm pretty sure this is going to be the digital release cover because they don't have to deal with the Zets. And speaking of that, this is the Zets and Yuta version, where it's a reverse of the first one. And I kind of think these two are kind of disappointing. They don't really fit each other, if I have to be honest. Because, I don't know, something just looks off about them. So I'm not going to mind that this one's going to become the main cover and such. And I'll admit the naming initials is kind of weird. Like YZ, YT, YZ. Kind of would have. I mean, like, it's better than just having to say it out entirely, but yeah, like, other than that, that's kind of really it. You can click here to reserve it and such. To which, again, you can go to CD Japan, or they're not listed still, or they're not updated yet, is what I meant. I couldn't really find anything on Amazon Japan, but I forgot that I said that I was going to go on the NCT Japan site just to see if the information is the same. And yeah, for the most part, it's the same provided information as the AVEX site. Admittedly, a lot more easier to follow because it actually shows you what cover is what, as opposed to you having to scroll down to the bottom. And obviously it doesn't help that. Obviously I'm translated it and such. But yeah, so far we like again. This is our only concept photo for this, which is kind of funny. Because again, this is not because again you have to keep in mind this is not a release under SM Japan. This is a release strictly under Avex. So I'm pretty sure that's why there's not necessarily going to be like any lead up towards this thing's release, to which obviously if you don't recall, this is getting released in May 13th, which technically for our time it will be May 12th and such, which again, as of March 21st, that is a really long time. We're going to have to wait like a month and a half just for this to get released, which is, it's kind of ridiculous, but admittedly it makes sense because Visions took, since last year, it's taken at least 2 months for us to get the full physical single out and such. I just think the thing that doesn't really help this, however, is whether or not we're getting a music video. Because if we're getting a music video, then I think that will help ease it. But again, well, admittedly, I think like looking at Yuta's other releases, this release has a, well, I mean that's because I picked a limited edition. That's why it has the CD Blu-ray. But for the most part, not every Japanese release has a CD DVD from K-pop artists. That's typically reserved for like their albums, which is why again this is his first album. That's why this one came with a Blu-ray and such. But for the most part, singles like this don't have CD DVD releases. I was talking about the CD toy. I think that's what I was going off on. But like, yeah, like I think what I was trying to say with that was that the CD toy version for Visions is already hard enough to get. So I'm kind of glad that Playback is not going to have a CD toy, but at the same time, I think it would have been neat, even though it would have just been another special. Like, it would have been another capsule that wouldn't have done anything. And again, at some point, we're going to get a sound capsule that will have this TV size version of Playback. I don't know what capsule they will do, because I think it would be odd for them to add it to Punish, but they will probably add Playback to Punish's sound capsule whenever they get around to that. But and the thing too is that I don't even know what else they would have done for another single capsule, because the one from Visions is already Zet singing. So I don't know what other design they would have done besides changing Zets from Physicam Impact to Ordum. So yeah, but other than that, that's kind of it. Again, at this point, we just need to see if there's gonna be a music video. If they went through the effort, I mean, like, I get it. They can probably go through the effort of doing a, like, photo shoot, but not the effort of, like, filming a music video. But I feel like I want to say it would be kind of a missed opportunity if there's no music video to capitalize on this. But at the same time, I mean, it could be SM blocking that opportunity. We've already seen SM not really like purposely kind of not sabotaging, but like purposely like blocking any promotions for this song, as we said prior, I'm sure, because no, I didn't get to talk about this, but like literally the official SM account or the official NCT accounts, they initially, like when playback did get released, they did initially have it under the full title of like playback TV size theme of Kamen Rosettes. But then for some reason, I think like 45 minutes after, they took down the tweet and retweeted it by but excluding theme song of Kamen Rosettes. Like, we don't know why they did that. It's a weird decision for sure, but it just comes off more as like SM kind of being petty about it. I don't even think I think the NCT Japan account is at least doing better. They at least promoted the fact that the creditless version of the opening got released. They even provided the one from the Toei Tokusatsu world and such, which is neat. But I don't think the Korean accounts retweeted that. So it's just kind of funny that it's just funny seeing the sheer difference between how they're handling promoting like literally this, or literally like promoting Kamen Rider, as opposed to like promoting Mark being featured in the like Spider-Man Brand New Day like lead up. It's just kind of funny.